Wherever you are around the world, strap on tightly and enjoy the ride. Nine rounds of wheel-to-wheel action, 28 drivers. This is the iRacing Rallycross World Championship. One last dance in 2020. It's a pleasure to have your company as we prepare to watch our All-Stars dice it out one last time from this venue, Wine Country. It's Sonoma Raceway, located in California, and it hosts the 8th and final round of the 2020 iRacing Rallycross All-Star Invitational, presented by Yokohama, with all coverage today on iRacing Live. And as always, it's Jonathan Simon on hand alongside Paul Smith. We're back with our All-Stars, Paul, and we've got a championship to decide.
Absolutely, it's going to be a fantastic event, and I'm certainly looking forward to this one. And these All-Stars events have provided some great entertainment for us to lead into the World Championship Series, so you won't want to miss this. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it definitely is, mate. We've got 3 championship challengers, from Sage Karam to Scott Speed to even Connor Martell, Paul. And people forget Connor Martell. He's had a consistent season, even nabbed a victory here last time out when we visited Sonoma.
Yeah, he did, and I'll be honest with you, he's actually impressed me the way that he's sort of come on in the rallycross scene here in these All-Star events, and to be in there challenging for the championship at the end, it's good on him. He needs a good result though here today. He needs to get himself a win.
And as always, I'm looking at you, mate, and you've once again visited Wine Country. You visited Sonoma in the background. You're sitting there in the commentary booth. I'm unfortunately not joining you there. I'm here virtually in my own home. But how's the wine over there?
I wouldn't know. I don't drink, so I'll leave it to those who do consume. Remember, drink responsibly.
Okay, well, got it. You threw me under the bus. We were off to a good start here already, mate. So we've got Sonoma. It's a brilliant track here, Paul. It's 1.5 kilometers in length, just under a mile, and it offers a lot of different challenges, and it's a driver's favorite, which is why we always have a big All-Stars field out here at California.
Yeah, it's my favourite track here, and certainly it's one that you can really get some speed up. You can see the track information on the screen right there. You can really long sweeping through the carousel uphill, of course going the wrong way through the carousel there, and yeah, really get a good opportunity. But that bowling alley down towards the first turn from the start, that's always the one that really causes chaos here.
Yeah, it certainly does. So it's a 1.9 second Joker Delta time here from Sonoma. 6 corners. You've got the carousel, which opens up the lap. It's the dirt section. And then you've got the bowling alley, and you've got the chute, and then the drag strip, which is that straight line, of course, which is where the finish line is located. The start of this race is where all the chaos occurs. It's going to be a good one, and it's all sorted out from qualifying. One thing, Paul, with the All-Stars we must remind our fans is that it's an inverted top 10 for the feature race. So qualifying still matters, the heat still matters, but whatever position you gain in that Marwin Sports LCQ, if you do finish last in the LCQ, you actually start from pole in the feature. Yeah,
it really does have that extra element to the racing and to the qualifications for the feature race. So yeah, even if you are the quickest driver, you start all the way at the back of the grid, and we've seen how that's really given us some sensational racing as drivers are out there doing a little bit of qualifying.
And this is one of 2 new drivers to the All-Stars. Stefan Wilson, the Brit, joins us. He's the younger brother of late Justin Wilson, who raced in IndyCar. And Stefan Wilson has some IndyCar experience himself. He's raced in the series a few times, 2 Indy 500 appearances. His best finish was 15th in 2018. And he's also finished 3rd in the Indy Lights Championship back in 2011. Picked up a couple of victories there as well. And he was also winner, Paul, of the 2007 McLaren Autosport BRDC Award. And that is an award that's handed out to promising young British drivers. That's also gone out to the likes of Jenson Button.
Yeah, absolutely. It is actually a really prestigious award, is that, and to be awarded that is no easy feat. That's for sure. He is a talented driver, is Stefan. So it's really good to see him out here in this All-Star event. But as you mentioned, as you alluded to there, he's not the only one of our new entries to the All-Stars. As there we see Nick Ottinger then out there on screen at the moment, getting some qualifying times, and he's the second of your new starters here today.
Yep, recently won the 2020 eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Brilliant to see Nick Ottinger with this All-Star Invitational appearance. He's almost not an All-Star, Paul, you could say, because he is one of the top sim racers in the world as of 2020. And beat out Bobby Zalenski, who will race in an hour's time in our Sim Racers finale. Bobby Zalenski managed to retain his license in God knows how many world championships he's competing in. But Nick Ottinger looks pretty quick out there, Paul. I don't blame him. You're not a sim racing world champion for no reason.
My invite must have got lost in the post or something for this final. But
we did speak about it, didn't we? We did speak about getting you out there.
But no, to be fair, I would be way out of my depth when you compare people like Nick Ottinger here, as he's coming across the line now to finish his qualifying lap and get on to the next one. So yeah, up in 4th place at the moment. He's got a tough field to fight against, because look at that top 3. Speed, Martel and Sage Karam. It's the 3 championship contenders up there.
Exactly. And they're in different orders. Sage Karam right now is still going to start from... He should start from the 2nd row at least here. At Sonoma, it's... from the 1st row. I mean, from the 2nd spot in one of our couple of heats that we should have. It's a 3x2 by 3x2 grid at Sonoma. We'll take a look at that as we approach our heats and Marwin Sports LCQ in our feature later on. Where does Nick Ottinger lie? In 4th. Good lap time from Nick Ottinger. He's new to the Rallycross universe, Paul. He hasn't raced dirt road that much, and this is a totally different side compared to the ovals.
Yeah, it's a completely different style of driving, and if anybody though who is going to be able to adapt themselves to this event, it's going to be Nick. He really has done. He does a superb job of learning what the cars feel like, how he can adjust his driving style. But yeah, it's not easy to jump from pack racing in NASCAR to then pack racing in iRX. I don't know which has more contact.
There's definitely a lot of grinding, isn't there, in Rallycross? This, by the way, would be Scott Speed's 6th pole position of the season. How about that? In 8 rounds. We actually didn't race. You might be thinking the sim races have 9 rounds. Obviously didn't have an All-Star Invitational at Norway for round number 1. So this will be 6 out of 8 for Scott Speed. But the problem, Paul, is for him is converting them to feature race victories where the most points are paid.
That's it. It's all well and good getting the qualifying done, but it's all about getting the job done in the race. But speaking of races, we've got the first of our heat races coming up now.
Oh, here we go. We're going to have 3 heats in the All-Stars. We've got a big grid this afternoon for the finale. Scott Speed with another pole position will start alongside Nick Ottinger. And Michael Lewis returns yet again for his 2nd successive round. He impressed over at Phoenix a fortnight ago. Then from the back, it's Chris Atkinson who returns as well for Team Yokohama alongside his teammate, Bilko Williams. The two actually had some contact, don't forget, at Lucas Oil. It hasn't always been clean between the two. And then Michael Leach for Lone Bro Motorsports. The young man returns and will start from the back. I'm always afraid, Paul, because if you remember that, what was it, a month ago when we last visited here, we missed the start for one of the heats. So we're about 5 seconds away from getting this one underway. Final round for your All-Star Invitational. We're going to kick it off from the heats. The bowling alley invites so much contact. We go green for the final round. Good start from Scott Speed. He'll be wishing for no contact, but Michael Lewis is unfazed, trying to challenge Scott Speed around the outside. Speed has track position. That opens the door for Nick Ottinger, who's also kept it clean. Mind you, a very neat and tidy beginning to our heat.
Yeah, that's a good start. That's what we want to see. Nick Ottinger now putting the pressure on Lewis. Michael Lewis, he's certainly going to be feeling the presence of Nick behind him there. Good fighting. Oh, down the inside, contact between the two. They keep going though. And this is allowing Bilko Williams and Chris Atkinson to get to them as well.
It certainly is. Nick Ottinger, very, very brave. And he's got a man behind him, a Bilko Williams, who is... And he takes to the Joker. You're allowed to do that this time for the first time. So good strategy from him. He's joined by Chris Atkinson as well behind. And Michael Leach, who will file alongside Bilko Williams. So on screen right now, the field has shuffled quite a bit. Somehow the Lone Bro Motorsports driver of Leach manages to make his way through. You're going to see a lot of cones today, Paul, destroyed.
Oh, Leach. Oh, Leach had a bit of a nightmare there. Further back. You can see the Joker symbol on the left-hand side as well, don't forget. We've been saying it all year. We'd like to remind you all, as that logo lights up, that means that the drivers have taken to the Joker lap, and I would imagine that Lewis and Williams potentially may take it now. In fact, Lewis is taking it now. In fact, he's going to be side-by-side there with Ottinger into turn one, and it's going to be Ottinger still ahead.
Very impressive by Nick Ottinger to jump in Rallycross so late and challenge the likes of Scott Speed. Remember, Scott Speed is quick enough and has qualified before for the Sim Racers World Championship. He's very quick in this machinery, and he had a say in the development of these cars to the iRacing service. He deserves a lot of credit for bringing dirt road to iRacing along with many others. So we're about midway through this heat, and it's the top two that advance to the feature. We're going to pick up 6 from the heats. Oh, Michael Lewis, Paul. That almost destroyed the engine, I would say, on the landing.
Yeah, you've got to be careful how you land these cars. Of course, the engine in rallycross vehicles, generally, actually, with some of them, it's mid-engine. Some like to keep the engine out of the way of any contact. And that's exactly what you see there. But, yeah, these drivers have got to be careful with the landing off the jump, because it's so easy to damage your radiator, damage your engine, damage a suspension corner. So really, you've got to take care, but also be aggressive at the same time with these cars. Oh,
Scott Speed's whacked the wall as you say that, Paul. So we know he's not tuned into the commentary booth, at least. Scott Speed, he's a very precise racer, is Scott Speed. He's very consistent. Surprising to see him make mistakes, whether it's the real world or the sim. He's won 4 of these titles in Rallycross. So it looks like both Scott Speed and Ottinger will head towards the feature race. Cheaper by the half a dozen, Paul. Only 6 in this heat, 6 in the next one. Yeah, but what a quality heat. What good driving as well from the field. And Speed will head through the final corner and take victory here in the back row of the grid for the feature race. What do we say, Paul? If Scott Speed wins this championship today, is it a 5th Rallycross title for him? Do we add it to the real world ones? Oh, you've got to put it up there, that's for sure. For sure. So Scott Speed will head to the feature along with Nick Ottinger. Now remember, they'll have to start from the back, and that's been the trouble for your Subaru Motorsports USA driver of Scott Speed, Nick Ottinger, in his first event. Already through to the feature as we head over to Heat 2. And here's how they'll line up. Connor Martell on the inside alongside Mason Filippi, who returns. The Brian Herder Autosport driver will start alongside Subaru Motorsports USA's Brandon Semenak. Good to see the Canadian back from Whistler, Canada. And Stefan Wilson, our new runner, will start from the second row alongside Mario Bonfanti Jr., who's provided us with plenty of entertainment this season. And welcome back, Canadian Steve Arpin in the 00 Lone Bro Motorsports Ford Fiesta. So quite a long way to the start here, Paul. This is the bowling alley as we talk about it. It's a downhill braking zone. Very tough here for our drivers.
Yeah, you got to brake earlier than you would expect that you'd need to, but yeah, it's tough at the start of the race because you wanted to get to the head of the field here.
So look out for Conor Martell on the inside. Remember, he's still mathematically in contention for the championship. Each driver's 5 best rounds count. Now, wait a second. Was that Stefan Wilson in the Volkswagen Beetle with a false start? I reckon it was. Everybody barrels down the bowling alley for the first time. So we go from Martell to what looks like Stefan Wilson. How about that by Stefan Wilson? I think that was Conor Martell, maybe taking it easy. He's almost missed the jump, as I think I saw Steve Arpin at the back of the pack.
Oh, no.
And now Brandon Semenak has been absolutely shoved off the racetrack. I don't even know where he is. He's not even in shot.
That he's gone up into the infield. He almost ended up with the camper vans. That's how far he got taken off track there. But yeah, 3 wide on the exit. The jump is just never going to work there. Look at the lead battle then. Wilson. Oh, it's Felipe just runs wide.
Now, this is a very chaotic start. I feel like Stefan Wilson did jump the start. Now, whether or not he triggered the iRacing automated penalty system, Paul, is what we'll be questioning. So a couple of jokers here. So that is Conor Martell and Felipe up ahead. Now, if Stefan Wilson didn't get a penalty, Paul, now talk us through it. That's what at the start of the race, it's an automated penalty handed to you by iRacing.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets any time penalty that you do get gets added on to your race results here. So if you do jump the start, then you'll be allocated a time penalty, and that will move you down the order. But right now he's in 3rd place, is Stefan. But maybe he was just really good on the old reactions.
Well, you have to say, and it felt like it was 5 seconds before. So I've seen some poor false starts before. He must have let the clutch slip. Have you had some? Have you been trigger happy on a few starts yourself?
Well, no, is the answer. I think people would say that I'm a little bit slow on the start, if I'm honest. So that's what. Well, you're the one who comments sometimes. You'll watch some of my race and you say, I would have been quicker off the line than you. So that can, it's a very tricky thing to get right as the start of the race here in Rallycross, because it is so crucial that you get the jump over the rest of the field.
Yeah, it certainly is. So you can see using our Joker graphic, which updates as the driver crosses the finish line. I think Wilson swiped the wall there as he landed over the jump. So there's a few drivers still yet to take the Joker. I think I just saw
Bonfante Jr.
Goodness gracious, what are we watching right now? This is where is Bonfante Jr.?
I think he's gone off-roading and again trying to join the camper vans.
Well, yeah. So Bonfante Jr. has gone for a barbecue over at Wine Country. Hopefully someone's given him a bottle of wine to join as well. Conor Martell will begin the final lap. And remember back to the feature race here last time out, Paul, it came down to the final lap. Conor Martell, Andreas Bakkerud, Sage Karam. It was a cracker of a finish. I hope we get it again here when the feature race pops up.
Yeah, that was a sensational finish to that feature race last time out here at Sonoma. So, yeah, as Conor Martell heading through the final few turns through the dirt, and just a couple more corners, and that'll be the end of the race for him to qualify through for the feature race.
Yeah, it's been a good race. We're still trying to figure out where Mario Bonfante Jr. is. Is he? I'm hoping he's still on the racetrack. Stefan Wilson with a Joker up his sleeve. Now, this is the question. He's not going to get a transfer position on Mason Felipe regardless. We think he's got a jump start penalty, but it's going to be Conor Martell and Felipe heading through to the feature race. The results will pop up on screen. And this is where we'll get the update. We only find out after he crosses the line. It looks clean for the moment, Paul. But I swear I saw him jump the start.
Well, we're just waiting for Bonfante Jr. to make it across the line, which he does now. So now the results will go official. So now we'll get to see what happened. It was good.
It was good. Wow. So he probably didn't trigger the sensors or something. So that was for a critical transfer position. He's missed out by a few tenths. We'll have a look at the grid for the next heat, but that's a good debut performance nevertheless for Stefan Wilson, who did lead at one point on that opening lap. Sage Karam looking towards his first virtual championship on sim racing today. Mikey Lawrence on the front row alongside Tim Stevens. And you got Ron Capps, and welcome back Lane Vakela. We've got another Adria and Reinbold Subaru joining us at the back of the pack. This will be great for Sage Karam, who said last time out at Phoenix a fortnight ago, he's never won a virtual championship. You can add this to his resume, along with his IndyCar Series appearances. He's raced in Rallycross before, in America's Rallycross 2, so this isn't an entirely new discipline for him. You mix the best of both worlds, and you get the All-Star Invitational. 5 laps of action, top 2 advance to the feature, and we go green from Sonoma one more time. Good jump from Karam. Tim Stevens, very generous was Tim Stevens, actually demotes himself to 4th. Karam, that's all he needed was a clean getaway. Here's the scraps down the back of the pack. So Mikey Lawrence in 2nd from Lane Vakela from the back, who promotes himself to 3rd.
Yeah, so I mean, great start from Sage, but as you rightly said, Stevens went very deep into that first turn, didn't he, and just ended up losing those positions. Working his way back through the field, though, back up to 3rd place. Ron Capps and Lane Vakela having some great, tremendous side-by-side action between the two of them. So they're having a bit of fun further down in your field there. But yeah, Karam and Michael Lawrence up there at the front of the field.
Now, we talked about Garrett Lowe as we see the first jokers come through for the field. Tim Stevens joined by Ron Capps behind. Oh, no, excuse me. That would be Lane Vakela, who's joined him behind in the Ford Fiesta. So we talked about Lane Vakela, Garrett Lowe. They were racing in the Legends Worlds Finals at Atlanta Motor Speedway just a few weeks ago. Garrett Lowe races in our Sim Racers World Championship. He's our youngest ever winner in the Series 2 is Garrett Lowe. So good to see them all racing out there and still racing in 2020, which has been such a tough and challenging period for the world. Great to see a lot of racing taking place. So let's see how this race is unfolding here and see if we can unravel this ball of string. Sage Karam in 1st. Stevens seems to have the transfer position, although Mikey Lawrence here with a joker should snatch 2nd place from him, and he does.
Yeah, certainly does. Down into that turn, then the carousel going the opposite direction as he normally would. Look at that, Stevens running wide there. But Vakela, great run to be able to keep it in 4th place for the time being. But yeah, it's been tremendous racing. Stevens, I think, is just getting a little bit pushy, a bit too hot into corners on occasion. So he needs to just dial it back just like 1%. That's all it needs. Because look at that right there. He never reached the apex, and he was pushing wide all the way through that turn.
Go Ron Capps. Onto the drag strip. He's a drag racer himself, is Ron Capps. He's been racing in not just this one, but when we ran the other All-Star Invitational earlier in the year, he represented Don Schumacher Racing back there as well. He's the oldest driver in the field. Wish we had Bucky Lasek racing today. He recently celebrated his 48th birthday. Happy birthday, Bucky Lasek, who flew over someone, Paul, remember at Atlanta?
Yeah.
Over the jump and overtook them.
Yeah, that's one way to overtake your competition. But speaking of competition, Sage Karam has got absolutely none whatsoever at the front of your field.
Now, you say that, Paul, the slowdown penalties here through this section, the carousel, is what can cost you victory, and that's what cost Sage Karam victory here last time out.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly did. He got caught out by it. Mind you, he did make a mistake on his own earlier on the race, at the feature race, so I think he's trying to make amends for that here today.
Well done to Sage Karam, who recently got engaged to his fiancée, and that was in July this year, and he admitted that he didn't realize there was so much that goes into the planning of a wedding, so he's got a tough few months ahead of him, but congratulations to him. Not just for that, but he's won the heat, and he heads to the feature race along with Mikey Lawrence. Tim Stevens falls short And we'll head to the Marwin Sports LCQs along with everybody else behind. So everybody gets a second shot here as we finish our final heat of the day. There are the final results on screen. So top 2 advance, rest of the LCQs. Now, first of 2 Marwin Sports LCQs. Paul, we've never had 2 Marwin Sports LCQs all season. Here's the grid for the first one. We are going to see 2 advance from each.
Yeah, this is great to see. The number of drivers out there to be able to give us a great grid, and yeah, Lewis, Stevens, Semenek, Williams, and Vakela. So I mean, we've just seen Vakela and Williams battle it out in that last one. They're going to be at it again.
Oh, exactly. No break. Actually keeps you in rhythm. I joked around last week, didn't I, Paul, about Michael Lewis. Shares the name of, you could say, 14 Formula One World Championships. So there's a bit of a twist there for you, you could say. He's tested a Formula One car before as Michael Lewis. He won a test in a 2009 Ferrari F1 car. He earned Rookie of the Year honors in Italian F3. That's where he earned that one. But his mind is going to be set on a top 2 transfer position. As we go green from Sonoma for the first of 2 Marwin Sports LCQs. Great start by Tim Stevens, much more aggressive this time out, challenging Michael Lewis for the first position. All he needs is a transfer spot. Lewis locks up for a good 50 meters. That's going to give Stevens an opportunity here as they drag on the drag strip. At least we've got a top 2 sorted. Everybody else behind has some work to do.
Oh, look at that around the outside. Oh. Stevens going for that alternative line, trying to now cut back in late on, and that's going to work. That is brilliant driving there from Tim Stevens. Sensational move.
That's got to be second best pass of the season behind Bucky Lassek's fly over someone. Tim Stevens, great stuff. Up in a first. And ironically, it actually hurts him because he's going to start from a worse grid position. Top 2 head to the Joker. Bilko Williams continues to the jump to the drag strip along with Semenek. And Lane Vakela, he's not even close. He's well down the pack. So you've got 2 drivers to the Joker. We'll keep an eye on the gap, though. 1.9 seconds is that Joker Delta, as we spoke about.
Yeah, so these 2 at the front, they're having a bit of fun. They don't want to get involved in any incidents, really. They're in a comfortable position right now, both Stevens and Lewis. You do want to win the races round the outside. Well, I mean, Lewis is not giving this one up here. No, sorry, that was Semenek. Sorry, I do apologise. Yeah. As they both go to the Joker on the same lap.
You think about it, Brandon Semenek's been out for a few rounds, and he's hasn't lost any bravery, has he? Brandon Semenek's history used to be a free ride mountain bike rider, and he's going to have to... Well, where is he now? He's all up ahead, so I missed that. I'm not sure how he's collected that. I guess he's used the 4-wheel drive to his liking there.
Yeah, 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel grip, and they really do help out those 2 factors when you're losing control. Just boot the throttle and go for it. So yeah, these 2 at the front, though, they're still pretty close together. I wouldn't write out Lewis from making a move here. And Brandon Semenek, now that he's got past, he's putting the pressure on these 2.
So Bilko Williams is part of the Nitro Circus crew. Would have loved to see Travis Pastrana here today. He's been racing for most of the season. He had a bit to help along with Chris Leone from iRacing in terms of putting together the schedule for this series. Pastrana picked some of his favorite tracks. So there's been a penalty for Brandon Semenek by Race Control. That's Matt Kalish behind the scenes, who's handed something out to Semenek. So you could say his day's done, and we're going to wave goodbye to him as we watch here the top 2 scrap. Now, there's no need to battle, is there, Paul? Because they're both going to head through to the feature.
If anything, if I'm Tim Stevens, I actually want Michael Lewis to go past me to give myself a favourable starting position.
Tank it. Well, don't. That's the thing, is that in all honesty, it's the tough part about inverting the top 10 is you don't want drivers tanking. I guess you can sort of do it in an all-star invitational. Brandon Semenek, by the way, is retired from the event. Now, I'm not sure if that was a bit of a... He's given it up after the penalty. Who knows? as these two continue down to the final corner. Very tough right-hander here, and on two wheels. The one thing I love about Sonoma, Paul, as they cross the finish, they're going to advance to the feature, is this track layout is so thrilling. It really is.
It gives you tremendous opportunities to make moves, doesn't it? So it's definitely, as you keep on saying, as I keep on saying, one of my favourites and one of the drivers' favourites as well. So definitely a track that everyone loves. But we'll get the results on and then have a look at the grid for the second of our Marwen Sports LCQs.
Well, I'm going to tear down my eye virtually. Bilko Williams is out for the season. That is it. Not going to see him back again, but he's had a good campaign nevertheless, along with Lane Vakela, who returned, had a bit of a run. Brandon Semenak, we say goodbye to him. Here are the 6 that will head to the grid for your last Marwen Sports LCQs. Stefan Wilson will be hoping to advance. Only your top 2 advance. Chris Atkinson, former WRC driver himself for Team Yokohama, will start alongside Ron Capps for Don Schumacher Racing. You got Marwen Sports driver Mario Bonfanni Jr. in the Marwen Sports LCQ. Starting alongside Lonebro Motorsports Michael Leach, and the other Lonebro Motorsports car of Steve Arpin will start behind. Canadian Steve Arpin, he's a great guy to speak to, and he's had a few wins in Red Bull GRC when he used to race in the series. Took his talents to America's Rallycross too, don't forget. And he's been off-road for pretty much his whole career. The 36-year-old ready to go here for hopefully not the final time. Gets a great jump on Mario Bonfanni Jr. And we see Don Schumacher, Ron Capps shoved out of the way. So down near the front of the pack, we got the V-dub there of Stefan Wilson leading. A car turned around as well. Absolute chaos and carnage here for the start.
Well, one thing we can say for sure is that Stefan Wilson is at the head of the field. That's one thing, and Michael Leach is in second place. And right now, those two are qualifying, but Mario Bonfanti Jr. third. Ron Capps and Steve Arpin are fighting. But yeah, Chris Atkinson, he's out, he's done. That's the end of his day.
Yep, don't get confused by the timing screen. That's just him pressing a virtual escape button, and he heads to the pits. And there you can see Atkinson now as they begin a new lap. He is out of the race officially. That's unfortunate for Chris Atkinson. He's had some good results this year. So we're going to try and unravel where the gaps are. You've got Michael Leach, who's just taken the Joker. There's the Lonebro Motorsports driver, and he's almost caught Stefan Wilson, who's representing iRacing this afternoon here. And Stefan Wilson looks to have a transfer position. Will we see Mario Bonfanni Jr. advance to a feature race? Potentially. Will it be Ron Capps or Steve Arpin? Now, I still can't pick apart who's going to be where, but I think right at the moment, Michael Leach, we could see him start from the front here of your feature race.
Yeah, absolutely. Stefan Wilson knows as a joker as we see this battle between Ron Capps and Steve Arpin. It's not, there's nothing really happening at the front, so we might as well focus on these two having an absolute ding-dong battle here at the back of the field.
Yep, ding, ding, ding. Oh, goodness me. Ding, ding, ding to the ambulance, because Steve Arpin's almost whacked. Well, he has whacked the Fiesta into the wall, hasn't he, Paul? Surprised he hasn't damaged the... pretty much the toe angles on that one. Maybe he has, because he's struggled to keep it on the racetrack so far.
Yeah, I think he's definitely done some sort of suspension or steering damage there to his car after clattering the wall that hard. I mean, we saw Scott Speed and who was it? Was it Stefan Wilson in the heats? Just glanced that wall. Well, that wasn't a glance. That was well and truly hitting it with a vengeance.
Well, let's ride on board Sonoma, and we'll give you a feel for what a lap will be around here. It's a thrilling one. Here's the start-finish line.
Yeah, nice of them to clean the windscreen for us. Is go through the carousel as it is in normal racing trim. You come the opposite direction. It's nice and clean, but they put dirt down here and then throw the car into the left here. Get it so it swings back out then to the right. Slide it through the corner up over the top of the crest. Oh, just getting that line a little bit wrong there, Steve, but keeping going. into that final corner. Where's that
wow.
car going in front? Well, he's back up and running against Bonfonte Jr. And here comes Steve Arpin.
Steve Arpin is going to scream past Mario Bonfani Jr. Now, Mario Bonfani Jr. fights back, and Steve Arpin gives plenty of space. There was actually no contact between him and the Canadian. This circuit, 58% dirt, 42% asphalt, as we watch the leader, Stefan Wilson here, who takes the Joker and will win your heat. No, excuse me, your Marwin Sports LCQ. He heads to the feature along with Michael Leach. We're going to see Michael Leach. It's not his first feature race appearance of the season. He's been in a few. And good to see one of the two Lonebro Motorsports cars advance. There's Steve Arpin ending his season here in the All-Star Invitational. But he's had some good fun as Steve Arpin. But I think even he'll admit he's much accustomed to the real world and getting that seat of the pants feel as we head into the results. We see Stefan Wilson there advancing along with Michael Leach. Goodbye to everybody else. Mario Bonfani Jr., who is a quadriplegic, good on him to be able to just race a car, whether it's real or virtual. He's a very determined young bloke. And he brings home the Marwin Sports Subaru home in the 5th position ahead of Chris Atkinson, who retired. So we've got a feature race coming up. The drivers are having a little virtual warm-up, probably a cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee too if they need a bit of spicing up. We're going to grab a quick break too. We're going to see you on the other side of this, where we're going to watch the championship decided for the All-Star Invitational.
Maryland Wrecking Crew, huge lead. We don't know how to do the runs. We don't know how to do the trees. What? This is enduro cross. This is BS.
So championship finale here for the All-Star Invitational. And our sim races are going to come up after this. But first off, we've got a feature race for the All-Star Invitational. Who's going to win the championship? It's going to be either Sage Karam, Scott Speed, or potentially Connor Martell as well. The gaps are very close once we consider the drop rounds too. It's Jonathan Simon alongside Paul Smith. Paul, yet again, for another series, the championship goes down to the wire.
I mean, this is exactly what we want, isn't it? It'll just get us to the end of the season and give us that dramatic final to the series. But you never know what is going to happen in this one, because it's Sonoma. It's the bowling alley down into turn 1. It's reverse grid action as well, inverted grid. So it could be carnage, could be chaos. Who knows who's going to win this championship?
Yeah, it's going to be close between those three. I think Karam's driven splendidly all season for sure. Scott Speed should have easily won this championship, Paul, but for him, it's all about avoiding carnage. He starts from the back here again at Sonoma, at the bowling alley, like you said. I mean, he needs a bowling ball right now, and he needs someone to just part the seas for him, just like it was for Sage Karam at Daytona.
I think what Scott has lacked a little bit is a bit of fortune and a bit of luck at the start of races, especially the features, and it's just caught him out. And as you say, gets involved in a little bit of carnage. So definitely Scott needs to just maybe even just half hang back a little bit, see what happens, and then work your way through. But that's not how you win a championship, isn't it?
No, definitely isn't. Now, for Conor Martel, he's going to need a lot of luck on his side. We're not even sure if he's mathematically in contention. Mathematicians, they're hard at work behind the scenes, Paul, on the abacus, trying to make this all work. It's a tough one to decide, but like I'm going to joke around about this all night, mate. You are at Sonoma. The sun is gleaming. And for once, mate, you can actually get a tan because you're not in the UK.
Yes, thanks for that. Thanks, Jonathan. Yes, it is December, so it's a little bit cold outside. If the series organisers need a bit of help, I've got some fingers and toes to be able to help them count the results here. But yeah, it's a tremendous venue. I kind of get sick of saying this, but it's a really, really good venue for rallycross.
Yeah,
it's an enjoyable one, and it really gives us some great action. And we saw in the racing there how you could get the cutback through the carousel. You can make it work.
Yeah, we had an awesome battle in our Sim Racers World Championship. It was in 2018. We had Stelian Chepelevski, a Bulgarian, alongside Johan Hart, who was fighting for his first World Championship later this evening. They had an S2S snake driving battle, Paul, where one of them switched back on one another and then the other guy switched back on him through one corner alone around the carousel. It was that thrilling. Yeah,
absolutely tremendous action, and well, hopefully we'll get even more here for this feature race finale.
So it's Michael Leach starting on pole position for your feature race. The Loneborough Motorsports driver starting alongside another Michael. And then we've got Stefan Wilson in his first All-Star Invitational on the outside. Tim Stevens and Mikey Lawrence start on the second row. It's a 3x2 by 3x2 grid because Mason Filippi heads the third row alongside Nick Ottinger, our eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing champion from 2020. Sage Karam looking for a championship along with Conor Martel and Scott Speed. How about that? Your 3 championship challengers start from the back in the inverted top 10. Well, I've got a chance to say this right now. I've enjoyed the All-Star Invitational, and I've enjoyed all the action. We are going to go green one last time. 10 laps of action. 1 joker available for the drivers. The engines rev. And we go green from Sonoma for the final time. Michael Leach on the inside as track position. Bit of carnage already. Are your championship contenders going to make it through? Sage Karam is in amongst it. Scott Speed's kept it easy. Absolutely barreled into the barriers is one of the Subarus. Luckily, everybody else makes it through. We think we see a Loneborough Motorsports car in the wall. That's Michael Leach, but at the front, oh, not again. Sage Karam up to second.
Oh, we've got a car up over the anti-cut curbs. Race Control are going to be reviewing the start, so we'll see what happens if there's any penalties applied there. But what a start for Sage Karam. He's got himself to a position which can do him no harm, that's for sure. And he's now chasing down Stefan Wilson, who I heard was questioning how much fuel he had in his car.
Oh, so we'll see if he makes it to the finish. Couple of drivers to the Joker. It's both your championship contenders, Karam along with Scott Speed and Conor Martel. Your entire championship challengers take to the Joker this time round. So it's Karam in the lead from Wilson, from Speed, from Martel. Now remember last time out, Paul, Wilson left that Joker to the final lap. And if that's the case, Speed is going to have to pass him out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, he needs to get past quickly here, does Scott, and to make that move. This might help, though, running a little bit wide, but that Volkswagen, the Beetle, just a little bit of a different style of driving compared to these Subarus. And Stefan Wilson right now showing what that little short wheelbase car can do. Enough a car to the Joker lap.
Nick Ottinger into second. Nick Ottinger is ahead of your championship challengers. He could even pass Sage Karam. We know he's going to get quicker and quicker as this race progresses. There is Scott Speed with a poised pass on Stefan Wilson. And now Conor Martel is going to have to move him out of the way too. He's not acting as a roadblock. That's a bit condescending to say. But definitely for your championship challengers, they're going to think of him that way.
Well, I can tell you as well, Race Control have given Mason Filippi a penalty as Scott Speed up over the jump. Scott's bit, well, he is up over the jump. But Sage Karam at the head of your field over the jump and doing well. And yeah, Stefan Wilson just not quite able to keep with the pace of the rest of these drivers, because I think Conor Martell's now starting to put some pressure on, looking at my timing screen. In fact, looking at my timing screen is ahead.
So we've just received confirmation. If Sage Karam wins this race, he is officially champion. It'll be his 4th feature race win of the All-Star Invitational. That's half of them. And what a victory it will be. So let's see how this fares over the next few laps as we watch Conor Martell take to the Joker, I believe. Oh, what's happened to Conor Martell? He's cleared a slowdown, so it's the opposite.
Yeah, got a slowdown penalty, and yeah, that's the absolute nightmare that you get around here. Getting that that corner cut around the carousel, it's so easy to do there, and that has cost him a possible top 4 finish so far, but there's still time, although we are owed that Joker lap from Wilson. Yeah,
well, you're getting your money's worth today, folks, aren't you? Because we've got Karam. So Karam's going to win the championship, but the battling's been awesome. Now, Paul, it hasn't finished yet, but this has been by far my favourite event at the All-Star Invitational.
Yeah, these All-Star events have generally been really entertaining, but this one is really intriguing as to how this is going, because Scott Speed now stuck behind Nick Ottinger and he's struggling to get past. How much, though, Sage Karam actually is dropping back a little bit, I think, towards these two. So the race isn't over for him, and remember, is he going to have a bit of flashbacks from what happened here a few weeks ago?
And he was the one in 3rd. So that's where Scott Speed is placed at the moment. How about this for Nick Ottinger, the 26-year-old? Just won the NASCAR Coca-Cola World Championship. He's got an IndyCar driver ahead of him and a 4-time Rallycross champion behind him. And a former Formula One driver too was Scott Speed, as he sails through the carousel here for the 4th last time in the series. I like my math, don't you, mate? As, issues for Stefan Wilson, who still has yet to take the Joker this race, but he's officially fallen off the pack. And we mustn't forget too, Paul, Conor Martell, who's also driven a great season from his point of view, the young man.
Yeah, Martell has done a tremendous job. We'll get a look at what's happened to Wilson then. So it was fine on the landing. Martell's behind, so it's going to be through the carousel.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and yeah, cutting across the inside. That's a slowdown penalty. Oh, and then half spinning it for good measure.
Yeah, I was afraid there that Conor Martell was involved, but it's all good. Nothing wrong on Conor Martell's part. Just putting the pressure on Stefan Wilson, who's done a great job, you have to say, in his first event here for the All-Star Invitational. The field spread has started to increase here between the 3. Scott Speed's fallen a 10th or 2 behind Ottinger, but visually Ottinger is catching Sage Karam. Now the slowdown penalties can change this race, Paul, up the hill.
Yeah, what's going to happen? It's a tricky part of the track to get right, especially as the track wears in. Oh, and Scott Speed's got a slowdown penalty. There you go.
That's it.
That's the chance gone for Scott. He's trying his best to cut the course even more. But what an intriguing battle we've got for the end here, because Karam and Ottinger are together.
Yeah, he's certainly within a chance here as Ottinger, but I definitely think Karam's holding the gap. I don't think Ottinger's doing enough. 1.1 the gap now across the line. And I think that will be it. Sage Karam, who has driven phenomenally all season in the All-Star Invitational, not only has had luck to his side, but you can't count it against him. This will be his 4th win in the All-Star Invitational, 3 in a row, dating back to Sonoma around a month ago. He will officially be crowned the champion for the 2020 iRacing All-Star Invitational presented by Yokohama. Dreyer and Reinbold will be celebrating as he brings that Wix Subaru home for a championship and his first virtual championship on the iRacing service.
He's a bit happy with that one, pulling the handbrake, but yeah, tremendous effort from Sage to get the win there, as the rest of your field will be coming across the line. But yeah, Sage Karam, he's quite rightly will be delighted with that.
Well done, and congratulations to Sage Karam, who he'll be delighted with this one, the 25-year-old from Pennsylvania. And you can celebrate. He's got engaged this year and he's won a virtual championship. He can knock that off the bingo card. Good on him. Nick Ottinger comes home only half a second behind for a race victory in his first Rallycross appearance on the big stage. Scott Speed with a podium. Good stuff from Scott Speed. Despite the slowdown penalty, still had a good event from his perspective. Here are the final results up on screen. Connor Martell ends up in fourth for Dreyer and Reinbold and off the podium. He'll be celebrating his teammate, though, for victory after Connor Martell also won an event earlier on this campaign, too. Stefan Wilson, great debut performance, ends up in fifth. Michael Lewis, Mikey Lawrence. Remember, Paul, you got confused with them a fortnight ago. I almost got confused with them just then. Very similar names, but they come home in sixth and seventh. And Tim Stevens, who had probably second best pass of the season we have to rate earlier on in your LCQs, ends up eighth. Mason Filippi ninth, and Michael Leach a lap behind for Lonebro Motorsports. He actually had some damage, which is why he was filed one lap behind. Mason Filippi actually did receive a black flag from race control, which is why he's actually fallen behind Tim Stevens at the checkered flag. Oh, it's over, Paul. For our All-Stars at least, because we have got a Sim Racers World Championship to decide later on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been tremendous. And then, yeah, this All-Stars have shown us absolutely everything here. And it's been tremendous entertainment. Thoroughly enjoyable.
Well, don't leave us, because we're going to speak to your champion, Sage Karam. The 25-year-old is on standby, and it's all coming up on the other side of this.
Take your driving to the next level at Dirtfish. Gain confidence behind the wheel of an all-wheel drive Subaru STI or rear-wheel drive BRZ. Get sideways with skills on gravel, mud, and tarmac. Dirtfish offers programs for every driver. Visit dirtfish.com for details.
Today's new cars have upwards of 100 computers in them and a dashboard rivaled only by a commercial airliner. But wouldn't it be nice to really know what all that does for you?
At Roadshow, we demystify the world of modern transportation with reviews of your next car, the latest news on what's changing the industry, and videos covering every screen and every new feature you'll encounter in the driver's seat.
Get informed, get smart, and get going with Roadshow.
We promised you a chat with our series champion. The iRX All-Star Invitational presented by Yokohama is all wrapped up, and he's joined us. Sage Karam, the 25-year-old from Nazareth in Pennsylvania. Congratulations, Sage. You are series champion, and you know what? It's your first, and confirm for us, your first virtual series championship.
Yeah, it is. It's across, anything I've raced on iRacing. It's the first time I've gotten a championship. I've won some races, but never a title in anything. So this is really cool.
Yeah, so on my list of notes on you, mate, in my commentary notes, I'm thinking, I've got the Indy Lights title, I've got the USF 2000 title there. I'm thinking, should I slot this above those? Is that more valuable than those other two?
I don't know, just because, those ones, led me into IndyCar and stuff like that. But it's definitely cool to put something on the sim racing resume. So hopefully this can lead to something down the road in sim racing, or I don't know, maybe the rally guys were watching and maybe I'll get a shot to drive one of these in real life.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. You have some ARX experience, don't you? You raced in the 2019 ARX2 Championship. You're hoping to jump back in with Dreyer and Reinbold, but today, talk about your race today. So your season has really been wrapped up on these inverted top 10s. You seem to get some really good starts off the line.
It's all luck. I don't know how I got through that first corner. I was just talking to Ottinger right before we got on the air here, and you know, after turn 2 or 3, we were in second and third, and going into turn 1, I had somebody just completely lose it and hip check me, and didn't think I was going to get through, but somehow we got through. You know, it can go either way, and you know, today it went the right way for us.
And how about this, mate? We talked to you about getting engaged this year. You told us how difficult it was planning a wedding too. You've got a virtual championship. Anything else to knock off the bingo card?
No, I mean, you know, right now is off season, so trying to just get deals done for real racing next year. So hopefully we can do that. Obviously, it's a lot of work trying to get sponsorship, especially during, you know, this COVID time. So I've been, you know, all steams ahead with that, trying to get my real estate license too to make some money on the side. Who knows, you know? But I mean, got a lot of stuff going, and you know, obviously the wedding is a pretty big thing, and I didn't really expect a wedding to take that much planning.
So well done, Sage. I missed this, mate. I'm going to look forward to this hopefully next time out. But you bring that Wick Subaru home for the win and the championship. Drea and Reinbold Racing will be proud. And the 25-year-old will leave 2020 as series champion. Well done, Sage. Congratulations. We're going to crown, though, in an hour's time, a champion for our Sim Racers World Championship. There are 4 drivers in contention for this one. Boy, are you going to get your money's worth, I'll tell you that much. It's all coming up on the other side of this. Don't leave us. We're going to grab a glass of water, and we're going to get ready for the big one, the championship finale.
From the mind of action sports icon Travis Pastrana.
This is the only course in the world where cars literally fly.
Comes the next evolution in motorsports.
This is our Super Bowl, this is our Daytona 500, our Stanley Cup playoff game.
Spectacular purpose-built courses.
We decided to build one of the wildest tracks ever.
Incredible locations, from the desert to the snow. Huge jumps.
Wow, it's like they're launching out of a machine gun.
And drama at every turn.
This is literally the best, the wildest rallycross in the existence of the history of rallycross.
Welcome to Nitro Rallycross.
Nobody knew, still don't know today, what the next step is.
And we're all just left guessing, like we don't know what's going to come of this year.
Welcome to 2020, you know?
We're very fortunate to be able to live our hobbies. We've got a long way to go.
Feels good to be back. Everything he does is 10/10 all the time.
Slowing after crest, very narrow, right.
Yeah, this is like Christmas Day. New toy, new team. Looking forward to an exciting year.
The venues are new, the location's new, the setup's new, everything's new.
My car's so good, it wants to go fast.
It's going to burn to the ground. What can we get out of the car?
This is Launch Control on Amazon Prime Video and Subaru Motorsports channels.
Oh, how about that, Paul? Big announcements here for Rallycross in 2021. 2 brand new circuits, Brands Hatch, Charlotte, are coming to the service.
I mean, as somebody who's watched many legendary races of Brands Hatch in Rallycross, I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. Charlotte as well. That's going to be a very, very good and challenging track. So I'm absolutely delighted. I'm over the moon with the news.
Oh, certainly for me as well. Hopefully that's a couple more rounds for us in the World Championship next year. And let's not forget, let's couple that with Barcelona too, because that's coming out for Season 2 later in 2021. So technically, Paul, 3 brand new Rallycross tracks. I guess our members are spoilt for sure.
Absolutely, and I think this is what people have been waiting for now, and really this is the time. If you ever wanted a time to get into Rallycross, this is it.
Oh, and tonight we're going to decide a champion after a season that's given us thrills and spills. It all comes down to this: 4 championship challenges, 1 round, 1 championship, $10,000 up for grabs at Wine Country at Sonoma Raceway. It's located in California. It's the championship finale. It hosts the 9th and final round of our World Championship. From myself, Jonathan Simon, Paul Smith has joined me all season. Well, except for Atlanta, Paul, actually. Yeah. You were sick that round. But it's been a good season nevertheless. You're at Sonoma. I'm going to keep bringing that up all broadcast. But, mate, this is the big one. I can't wait to see who's champion for 2020.
This has been a tremendous season. It's really been a tightly contested one. It looked like John Roberts was maybe going to run away with it for a while, but that got pegged back, and we're in for an intriguing end to the season here.
Yeah, intriguing is a great way to put it. Here's the gap between the 2 Team Yokohama drivers, John Robertson, the Brit, ahead of his Frenchman teammate of Johan Hart. Johan Hart has competed in every Rallycross event since the inaugural season. He's got 10 points to make up on John Robertson. You can pay points in qualifying. Tommy Horman and Mitchell de Jong still mathematically in contention. 29 points, the maximum you can score in a round. They're going to need a whole lot of luck to win this championship, but mathematically, they're in contention, and you never know. We're going to head towards the schedule as we look and see where we've been and where we've traveled since September. And Alari Lamansibu took out that opening round. Mitchell de Jong actually led the championship coming out of there. Now, believe it or not, Paul, Tommy Horman has become our 4th repeat winner in Rallycross history, along with de Jong, Hart, and Joni Heikkinen.
Yeah, it's a tremendous honour for him to be only the 4th driver to achieve that in Rallycross World Championship. But yeah, this is a tremendous opportunity. He kept himself in the championship battle by getting that result out last time, so definitely he's got a slim chance, but you never say never here.
And here is Sonoma up on screen. So the Joker Delta time here is a 1.9 second shortcut. It's a 42% asphalt, 58% dirt split. We've talked you through the last time we visited here in round 6. We talked you through the corner names. You got the drag strip, the carousel, the bowling alley, and the chute. It is a driver's favorite. 1.5 kilometers or 0.93 miles, depending on your units of choice. What a venue this is, and it's going to cap off our championship for the first time. It's going to cap off who's going to win $10,000 in our championship too. The Dirtfish Rookie of the Year, that's been wrapped up by Joni Ollikainen. He's 5th in the standings, and he sealed the Rookie of the Year award. But the pole award is still up for grabs, Paul. Tommy Horman has 3 poles to his name entering this round. De Jong has 2. It's between those 2 for the Yokohama Trophy.
Yeah, basically, if anybody else but Mitchell gets a pole position, then Tommy Horman is confirmed as the pole award winner. So, yeah, we'll be able to see how that goes for them. But, yeah, what a tremendous year it's been for Joni Ollikainen as well to get that Rookie of the Year award. Thoroughly deserved.
Thoroughly deserved for sure for Joni Ollikainen. The young Finn, 18 years old, and hoping to potentially win a championship. He's had a lot of bad luck to his name, but I would say anyone in the top 5 is definitely deserving of the championship this year. Here's the points format we spoke about. 29 points is the maximum that you can achieve in a Rallycross event. The championship can be not sealed in qualifying or the heats. It's going to go down to the feature for sure. Now, if you think about it too, if John Robertson qualifies in your top 4 positions, that is it for Mitchell de Jong and Tommy Horman in the championship. So let's see if Robertson can make that stick in the upcoming qualifying session. As we look at the standings, there are your championship challenges, but it's all about your top 10 positions, Paul, because remember, there are cash and prizes on offer. Your top 10 receive cash and prizes, and they also retain their license for 2020.
That's it. I think the drivers' most important thing for them that's on the line is the slot in next year's World Championship. The cash and prizes is a nice little bonus for them as well, isn't it? So, yeah, Jake Robertson at the moment, the person who holds that 10th place, but look at how tight the field is for the rest of that championship. Realistically, you're looking at maybe 11th through to 14th, well, 15th, should I say, for that possible chance, but Jake's got to get a good one. So too is Garrett Maines. He's not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, Bobby Zelensky thankfully appealed a penalty last week, which would have seen him suspended for this race, and he's able to race here at Sonoma. He won that appeal for the 2nd time this season, and luckily for him, he's going to have a shot here at retaining his license, which he wanted to retain for sure, and race again in 2020 along with his teammate from Coanda Simsport and Subaru, Mitchell de Jong. As we look at the format for today, 4 heats, 2 Marwin Sports LCQs. Will the championship go down to the feature? I say yes. We'll wait and see what happens. Oh, it's going to be a close one for sure. And then we have some keys to victory this afternoon, Paul. The slowdown penalties are critical.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that in the All-Star Invitational, how the slowdowns can affect you. The setup, you've got to have that car feeling good, and how you get the run down the bowling alley into the first turn of the race. That's all going to play critical for these drivers out there.
Oh, here's the big wall. I love this. These are some of your World Championship drivers. We're going to try and pick apart who is who throughout the event as well. And you can follow your favorite drivers out there. Now, do I see Luke Krause? I do. Luke Krause at the top right using virtual reality. Now, some of those sunglasses you see, Paul, it's not because it's sunny indoors. It's because that actually helps your eyesight when you're staring at a screen all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm counting at least 3-4 of them using those types of glasses. So
the specs.
It does actually help you. I use those for when I'm doing my normal day job. So yeah, they do actually help you and help reduce tiredness and fatigue. This is not a sponsored stream, by the way.
Well, I was about to say, some of the specs are looking good as well. I would say Tommy Horman, maybe not so much. But anyway, he's a quick driver, is Tommy Horman. We're currently in qualifying. Now, remember, the championship can be wrapped up here. Now, currently in qualifying, Johan Harth has provisional pole. 2nd place is John Robertson, his championship contender and his teammate. Now, remember, by John Robertson qualifying 2nd, that's it for Tommy Horman and Mitchell de Jong.
Yeah, even though Tommy Horman's 3rd, it's not enough, and definitely it's heartbreak for him. But it was always going to be a tall order for him to be able to get into the championship contention at the end here. But yeah, one person who I did notice when we went to the webcams and was not happy, Mitchell de Jong, down in 8th place.
He has suffered this season. It hasn't been the Mitchell de Jong we're used to seeing. Whether or not that's the level of competition that's risen, whether or not that's just him having a tough schedule, we'll find out in 2021 when he returns. That's his championship done. Won't go to Horman, won't go to de Jong. It's going to go down to your Team Yokohama drivers. Here we go for heat number 1. We're going to look at your grid. Johan Harth now is 9 points behind his teammate of John Robertson. You take 8 for taking pole position. No, sorry, 6 for pole position, and that's where Johan Harth has won the pole position award. He is your Yokohama pole award winner for today, but Tommy Horman will take the season award. Well done to Tommy Horman. He wins a custom trophy from Yokohama as well. Well done to Tommy Horman. Great stuff by him. You can take that down home after losing the championship this afternoon. So here's the grid finally. We're going to look at it. And it's Johan Harth on pole alongside Rasmus Teumann and Kylian Delormeau, the Frenchman, alongside his teammate too. Kylian Delormeau is looking to have a better campaign than he hoped for. He's down the order in 17th in the championship. Teumann in 13th. Perez and Jonathan Payet for Jim Beaver Esports. The Dirtfish Subaru starts on the second row. We've got 7 cars in this heat. Vicente Salas for Andretti Autosport will start ahead of Alex Bergeron in the Lone Bro Motorsports Ford Fiesta. Bergeron makes his second career appearance in iRacing Rallycross. He made his first career appearance, Paul, back here at Sonoma a few rounds ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be getting set for this one. This is where now the nerves set in for some of these drivers, and Johan Harth, he's nothing to lose now. All he can do is attack and go for the wins and really put the pressure on his Yokohama teammate in John Robertson. So definitely by him getting pole position here, that's just ramped it up a little bit here today for you.
Good to see Perez on the grid too. The Spaniard made the feature last time out. He's actually interesting story. He acted as a sim racing coach for players from the Real Madrid football team. He was at a sponsor event with Audi, and he had to teach some of the drivers how to jump on the sim and essentially acted as a driver coach for them. He also represents MSI Esports as his sim racing team. He'll start from the second row anyway on the inside. Here we go. I've been looking forward to this for a fortnight. Johan Harth needs to take maximum points from this heat. He needs a hat trick, and he needs some bad luck for his teammate John Robertson. Let's see how they go for the final round. We go green from Sonoma. Good jump from the Frenchman. Into turn one, he's shoved out of the way, thankfully pointing back in a straight line. How about Teumann now, who dives to the inside? This is going to cause trouble for the Team Yokohama driver. They're almost 3 wide as they head to the jump. Luckily, though, Harth appears ahead of Teumann, ahead of Delormeau. Brilliant defensive driving from Harth. Great aggression.
Oh, it's not over yet there as Teumann getting sideways into the side of Harth there. And as through they go, the carousel the first time. The two set esports drivers of Teumann and Delormeau were really putting the pressure on through the jump there, but at the moment now Harth to the front of your field, and you can see he's got the red banner, and we've got the red banner on the scoreboard as well to delineate that he is one of your championship contenders.
And he takes to the Joker. You can take to it this time round. You cannot take it the first time you pass by at Sonoma specifically. So Harth extends his lead. The graphic updates. Now you can identify your championship challengers by the red banners on our ticker too throughout the evening. Keep track of that. Now, Rasmus Teumann has scored a podium previously in Rallycross back at Iowa. He'll be hoping to do the same. The back of the pack, though, this is for important grid position in or for your Marwin Sports LCQs.
Yeah, people might be thinking, well, there's only 2 qualify for the feature, the main race, out of this. Why are they fighting so much? Well, you bang on the money right there, Jonathan. This is all about grid position for the LCQs, because if you get yourself a good grid position in those, it gives you a better chance of trying to qualify, get those final spots for the main race.
So to the Joker goes Teumann. The Finn has been very quick, and the 19-year-old he's trying to return and gain a top 10 position in the championship. He was 10 points behind at the moment, live behind Jake Robertson. They both scored points, did Robertson and Teumann, in qualifying. Jake Robertson, the youngest driver in the field, is hoping to return next year as well, although he wouldn't mind the development doing another season in the Pro Series. Here they cross the line one more time. Couple laps to go here. This is perfect for Johan Harth, Paul, for the championship. How about that for style through the carousel? This is where we had that infamous moment with Stelian Chepelevsky a couple of years back. There was some angry driving, some fun driving. This time he's solo and he's fighting for pride and a championship.
Yeah, look at how he's just throwing that car around. He's got that car set up exactly how he wants it. How it'll be towards the end of the event when we've got a warning track, I don't know, but yeah, these drivers are definitely giving it a good go, and Johan Hart is definitely enjoying himself out there. Look at behind though, Delormo to the Joker, and he almost got into the side of his teammate.
Oh, now, will there be some penalties here? Delormo's got to keep it clean. The young Frenchman here is so desperate, isn't he, for a feature race appearance? He doesn't have many of them. And the 17-year-old will have to remain behind his Finnish teammate in the set promotion Gronholm RX Subaru. Hart is going to advance to the feature, and he will start from pole. The hat trick is alive for the Frenchman. He's doing all he can for the championship, joined by Toivonen. We know how quick Toivonen can be on the right day. Everybody else heads to your Marwin Sports LCQs. I look at the results, and I really don't see any surprises from that list. Top two advance, but everybody else behind, as we spoke about, head to the LCQs. No surprises from my point of view. Actually, Vicente Salas, we know he can be quicker than that, though. As we look at the grid for Heat 2, here's the other championship challenger. 2 left. One champion, $10,000 up for grabs. It could go to young 18-year-old John Robertson, who starts alongside Rookie of the Year, Joni Ollikainen. Thanks to Dirtfish, he'll receive a special gift pack from them, and we'll actually get to visit the Dirtfish driving school. We'll get some training from them too. Alari Lemon-Seabrew, our round 1 winner on the outside. Second row is Garrett Main's Matt Busa, who replaced our 2019 champion midway through this season. Sindre Silva, the Norwegian. Remember, he made his first feature race appearance at this very racetrack a few rounds ago. Luke Kraus for Loneborough Motorsports joins him at the back. Here's the bowling alley. Will this decide our championship? Robertson is praying, hoping that it all remains clean because he's got some hungry Finns around the outside. We go green for heat number 2. Look at Ollikainen, desperate for the first position. He doesn't care about John Robertson. He's fighting for pride and for a victory. Robertson into second, locks the rear through the corner. He's vulnerable now on the attack from Mains and Lemon-Seabrew behind.
Tremendous start from Ollikainen. That was superb what he did there. Look at Robertson almost getting into the back of it. He's got a slow down penalty. This is huge for your championship leader.
Goodness gracious. At the moment, that has cost John Robertson 6 points and a transfer position to the feature. Johan Hart at the moment, live points from where Robertson is. Johan Hart is 3 points behind. But remember, the biggest points are paid in the feature. We talked about this, Paul. John Robertson has never missed a feature all season. He was due some bad luck, and it's come here today.
Oh my goodness, is this the pressure of the situation getting to him? You know, it's a high pressure, high stakes situation for him. Look at him drift the car through. You see him at the wheel. He's focused, he's concentrating. He knows he can't make any more mistakes like that.
Look at the concentration from the 18-year-old from Aylesbury. Oh, Matt Bruce has made contact. That's turned Robertson around. Thankfully, he's pointing it back in a straight line. He was. That is potentially his championship. Tied up in a ball of string, tangled all the way around. Thankfully, he's gained a point. This could not get worse for the young Brit.
Well, I mean, this is heartbreaking for him. Unbelievable. You can't get more of a nightmare. And the thing is, this is going to be affecting his starting position for the LCQ. So, well, John Robertson has got it all to do here. But look at the front of your field. Joni Ollikainen. We can't focus solely on John Robertson. This has been a tremendous drive at the front of your field.
Joni Ollikainen. Sorry, we're having a good discussion here behind the scenes. Everybody, our entire production team, we're going mad trying to figure out the championship points gap. We'll figure it out later on anyway, because we mustn't forget Joni Ollikainen, who's being overshadowed here, who is going to take the feature race victory. Start alongside Johan Harth. Now, Paul, if you look at the start, that said Esports Subaru took off the line. I'd be afraid if I was Johan Harth here at the start. Will Ollie Kynan do the same in the feature?
Well, you touched it right there at the start of this race. He's not caring about anybody else's championship. He's wanted to finish off this championship with a win, and with the opportunity of getting the best result for himself and with the best finish in the championship.
And a late joker by Sindre Silva. Remember, he made the feature here at Sonoma over in round 6. Trying to keep my... I'm telling you, Paul, this is frantic. Championship finale. I'm nervous right now. I am nervous for how this is going to shape up. Now, don't forget, Robertson actually, he's got a joker up his sleeve, doesn't he? See where he appears. John Robertson has... Well, he doesn't have the gap on anyone ahead. So this is it. So it's going to be Ollie Kynan to the feature. Lamin Sivu to the feature. The two Finns. The Norwegian behind Sindre Silva ends up third. So everybody else to your Marwin Sports LCQs. John Robertson officially now ends up in 5th, Paul, at the end of that. Oh my goodness me.
Well, we said we wanted drama for a season finale, didn't we? And that's exactly what we've got here as you see your results on screen.
So officially now, Harth is 5 points behind. Let's confirm that. He is 5 points behind Robertson, but the most points are paid in the feature race. Let's look at the starting grid for Heat 3. Tommy Horman, your pole award winner, out of championship contention, will be joining his teammate in the feature. Zelensky and Taskinen on the front row with them two. You've got two Burton Kligerman Esports cars in this heat. Cabot Bigham from 7th, and let's not forget the US Air Force Subaru for Red Carpenter Racing, Connor Parisi. Good to see Cabot Bigham back in the Dirtfish Subaru, teammates with Jonathan Paillet. Both of those drivers race in real-world rallycross. Cabot Bigham, 2016 GRC Lights champion. And Mitchell de Jong was 2014 GRC Lights champion. They share a racetrack virtually here in 2020 yet again. Lights illuminate for Heat 3. Look out for Zelensky. He's very strong at the starts. Horman is very poised, though. We go green from Sonoma, and I've just jinxed Bobby Zelensky, haven't I? Because he's had an awful getaway from the front row. Taskinen, who had contact here last time out, he's had contact every single round, every single corner this season. And as I say that, Taskinen has contact yet again at another corner. Here we go through the jump. So it's Horman and Zelensky from P3, Connor Parisi. Oh, the bad luck for Otto Taskinen just won't end in 2020.
You gave him the commentator's curse.
I literally did.
That's not. I think
I literally did, mate.
I think we might need to have race control have a word with yourself in the
I need a penalty for that.
Yeah. But again, Tommy Horman, he's been tremendous. It's only one race where he had an issue.
Two.
Two races, sorry, yes,
yeah.
Where he had issues. So you think what he could have done if he'd have been able to get into those races and get results, then he would have been right up there. He was one of your championship contenders before we went into this week, but of course we're qualifying for John Robertson's results, meaning it's down to 2, but still, he could still get a really good finish here in the championship.
Yeah, and you talk about that, Paul. He could win an extra $1,500 by finishing ahead of Mitchell de Jong. So we'll have a mini podcast once we figure out where everyone's Joker laps will be taking place. So it's lap 2 of 5 here. Horman and Zelensky have taken the Joker, as you can identify. Horman's got the red championship banner, but that is, as Paul just confirmed, that is not going to be needed for the rest of this event. Connor Parisi, here is the US Air Force Subaru in 3rd. So Zelensky will have the transfer position. Important for Zelensky. He's really... Oh, there's almost contact between the two, and there is. Just like Danny Matrani here 12 months ago. He heads to the infield, and he'll most certainly receive a slowdown. He'll clear that quick enough. So that has made it worse for Parisi, because Heikkinen now behind could take the Joker and jump himself up ahead, potentially ahead of Zelensky too.
Yeah, that's going to be quite close actually for Heikkinen. So hopefully things work out. I do have to say, I do actually like that US Air Force livery. It's very simple, but it works. It works on that car absolutely. It's across the line go Heikkinen and Cabot Bigham as well. So in fact, Bigham's putting the pressure on here, isn't it?
Yeah, good on Cabot Bigham, because this is a tough asking for him to jump from the real world to the sim and be competitive. He's not on the sim that often. Has his own podcast now, the Bacon Bits podcast. Check him out. Trying to raise some viewers for him. As Tommy Horman leads this race and is looking towards a transfer position. So that mini podcast, we promised you, it's coming. Horman with some bad luck, Paul. Remember, he had the false start at Hell Lunkenbanen for Norway, round number 1. That was to begin his season. That cost him points. Then you had here at Sonoma, he had pole position, remember, and had to miss the start due to technical issues. That pretty much cost him his championship.
Yeah, you think about those two incidents right there. I mean, he was still in contention coming into this round, even though he'd had those two issues.
He would have won it.
It goes to show how well this change in the point structure for this season has really worked out. And Tommy Horman is going to come over the jump and take the win here.
I will say this, your top 5 in the championship, they all deserve a championship, but you can only crown one of them. They've all had bad luck, and including John Robertson today, you can finally say John Robertson has had his first piece of real bad luck. I think it's someone is going to go home disappointed for sure this evening. So here are the results. Horman, Zielinski advance. Heikkinen had a penalty, so that might have been for... Now, we haven't heard... There's no race control, so that might have been for a false start.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Yeah, as we'll look at the grid for Heat 4 now. We've got to be quick with this. Otherwise, we'll miss the start. Jake Robertson, youngest driver in the field, starts alongside Mitchell de Jong, who is not champion in 2020. That's official. But he'll be hoping to crown himself a winner, potentially. Josh Fox will start from 3rd. Bo Albert on the 2nd row, along with Daniel Matrani, who flipped his car here 12 months ago, hoping not to do the same for the Nitro Circus Subaru. The Spaniard hopes to make his 2nd successive feature race. Henry Krogstad, RX2 champion, hoping to jump to supercars, isn't he, in the FIA World Rallycross Championship. The Hanson brothers love him, and that's why he's representing the Hanson Williams Esports squad. Tommy Mäkinen will start from the back of the pack for Chad Breed 22 Motorsports. Here we go for the final heat of your season. I'm a little bit sad, but I'm glad the championship isn't over yet. Plenty of action to come. Jake Robertson, good getaway. Mitchell de Jong, who had contact here last time out at Sonoma, has contact again. 4-wheel drive helps him keep it pointing in a straight line. The American's in 2nd. Young Jake Robertson is in 1st. I saw Bo Albert, the Andretti Autosport VW. Now, he's turned around, I think. He's at the back of the pack.
He went very wide, shall we say, into the last corner of the track before the jump, and he had to come back through. Speaking of coming through, Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong takes advantage of an error from Jake Robertson, and he takes the lead of this heat. Robertson will be kicking himself. He needs to help out his brother too, you have to say. Robertson is actually teammates with both his brother and Johan Harth at the Apex Racing team, so they're all in collaboration with each other. De Jong isn't. He doesn't give a damn. And he heads through to the start-finish line here, or the finish line, I should say. Begins another lap, takes to the Joker. That will update on the left-hand side of the screen. So what do you make of this heat now, Paul? I think Robertson has got that transfer position potentially.
He should do, you would imagine, yeah. As we've got battling Josh Fox and Daniel Matrani there as well. So the Nitro Circus driver in 3rd place is Matrani, doing a good job. Fox, I would say that Fox will be a little bit disappointed with how this season has gone, I would say.
No, actually, I argue otherwise, Paul. Josh Fox has been speaking to me saying this is the best he's driven. It sounds weird to say, doesn't it? Because you think he's 6th in the standings, right? And you could say it's disappointing, but he reckons the competition's been ramped up. He's been driving as best as he ever has, and he's very consistent, is Josh Fox too. Could be $1,000 richer today. I think he will seal that position ahead of Zelensky. Actually, I just received confirmation he has sealed that position, Paul, mid-sentence as I say that. So Josh Fox is going to be officially $1,000 richer by finishing 6th in the championship.
It's not a bad season's work, really, though, to get that sort of money. Daniel Matrani moving through the Joker. And Fox now has got Henrik Krogstad. Bo Albert is out of this race, by the way. He's had to retire.
So unfortunate, as Mäkinen, who... Now did Bo Albert's retired too. Did Mäkinen take the start of the race? I don't remember seeing him. Or maybe I did. So that's something that we'll try and figure out later. Bo Albert, who missed his alarm last round, Paul. He was missing from Phoenix, remember? And we wondered, now, why was Bo Albert missing? And so he has to race here. It's currently 6:30 in the morning. He has to wake up around 4 a.m. to warm up. I don't think he slept all night because he didn't want to miss this one. It's tough asking for the Australian.
No, it is. I appreciate what a tough task it is to have to wake up at that time of the morning. For yourself as well. Daniel Matrani and Josh Fox are still having a good ding-dong, but look at that, Mitchell de Jong so far out clear. Jake Robertson yet to take the Joker. He'll take that on this last lap. Mitchell de Jong to win this final heat race.
We talked about a ding-dong, bish-bash. That's how you can wrap up Mitchell de Jong's season. At least he wins the heat this time round. There's a bish-bash going on. Josh Fox and Matrani, they're fighting for scraps because Robertson's taken home the transfer position. Josh Fox will be disappointed with that. Matrani will be celebrating that. Iberica iRX will love it. They see another Spaniard with good grid position heading into your Marwin Sports LCQs, and we're going to head to him right now. Here are the results. As we see De Jong and Robertson advance, De Jong will start from the second row in your feature. And he's got a lot of hard work to do for 2021 if he wants to reclaim that 2018 championship throne that he won a few years ago. So here's the grid. Del Olmo from Parisi, from Perez at the front. And it's a 10-car field. We'll cycle through to the second page. We're not going to have time to go through all of this. But Heikkinen will start down the back of the pack. His brother has won here at Sonoma 3 times. Will he do the same? There's only ever been one winner from an LCQ, which was Garrett Lowe back at Iowa in 2018. Heikkinen's a bit of tough asking for him. And remember, next Marwin Sports LCQ, we are going to see John Robertson start from the second row. And his championship is on the line. Only one driver advances from each of your Marwin Sports LCQs. Throw the bowling ball down into the first braking zone. Awful start for Del Olmo. Oh, he's bullied Parisi out of the way. And how about Perez with the undercut? The Spaniard wants another feature appearance. Perez, who flipped on his roof here 12 months ago, will lead the pack as we see more carnage down the back of the pack. So it's Perez from Del Olmo from Jonathan Payet with a brilliant getaway in third.
Yeah, it's great to see the VW, the MSI Esports VW up there at the front of the field. Killing Del Olmo deep into that last corner before the jump. That cost him. Oh, Conor Parisi getting caught out by the slowdown penalty. That's cost him big. As nice header there on the cone, but still back at the front. It's currently Perez who's in that transfer position.
Wow.
Del Olmo is going to have to pull something out the bag here.
How tough is that braking zone, mate? Heading into the Joker. That's almost a bit of contact there as Perez under braking heads to the Joker. So Payet, Salas, first, second, and third. So Vicente Salas as well started from 9th, second last. He's up in the third. It was a Sage Karam start for Vicente Salas, as something Sage Karam has been all too accustomed to. I see Otto Taskinen in the back of shot for Williams Esports, Paul. I really got to feel so bad for the dude. He's still 11th in the championship. And you take away, in my opinion, has been the most unlucky driver in the championship. You take away all the contact he's been involved in, he's definitely a top, at least 8-7 driver in this series.
It just always seems to be in and around some incidents. And the question is, does he need to improve his qualifying to keep him out of that position have been involved in instance, or is it a case of maybe just working on the situational awareness, work on the situations? It's the thing that you hear in the NFL is killing Delomo is going to slow down penalty, by the way. But you hear that in the NFL about situational practice. Really learn how to manage yourself in those situations.
It's coming from the most rational person you'll meet from our commentary team, Paul Smith. You certainly are,
that's
mate.
One word I've never had described about me, but thank you. But the important thing is what's happening in this race. Oh, Tuscanen, speaking of
here we go
which.
again. I feel you, Otto. I do feel you, mate. And that might be the last time you see that Williams Esports Subaru this campaign. As we watch the transfer positions here, it's going to go potentially to Adria Perez. Now, what's the gap to Killian Delormeau? Killian Delormeau, you spoke about, had the slowdown penalty. He doesn't have the Joker Delta time. As these three squabbling will be for our entertainment and purposes. Grab the popcorn, because after this Marwin Sports LCQs, your championship is on the line. John Robertson will want to advance out of your Marwin Sports LCQ, but only the first driver, the winner, will make it through. And for this LCQ, it will be Adria Perez. It's called Last Chance Qualifier for a reason, because he's received one last shot and one last opportunity to score points in your feature race. Well done to Adria Perez. And he comes home, and we're going to say goodbye to everybody else for the season. Oh, it's gone so fast. Results up on screen in a moment's time when everybody actually crosses the line. Here they are now. So the Dreyer and Reinbold Racing driver in the Volkswagen Beetle makes it through. Jonathan Payet just misses out. Does Jonathan Payet. Vicente Salas behind. Killian Delormeau too. Think about it. Killian Delormeau was also close to his teammate for a transfer position. That's actually a disappointing result. This is where it's all going to count now. The grid for your last Marwin Sports LCQ. 5 points is the gap between Robertson and Hearth. That's John Robertson, who starts on the second row alongside Josh Fox. If John Robertson doesn't advance and win this Marwin Sports LCQ, will the championship go to Johan Hearth? That's the question. This is critical for the 18-year-old. This could cost him, Paul, $5,000. He won't care about the money. He'll care about the pride of being crowned 2020 champion.
And it's against your teammates as well. I mean, if there's one person you want to beat out there, it is your teammate. So huge pressure on that young man's shoulders. And we'll see how he copes with that rest of your grid on the screen there as well. But yeah, this is where he needs just to take a breath, focus, and do what he's been doing right throughout the season. Don't change how you've been driving before today. Championships have a strange way of changing how people drive here.
That's Bill Belichick talk right there. Chip away at it slowly, just like the Patriots won that Super Bowl against Atlanta. 28-3 down. Good news for Robertson is that he has the points lead. Now, championship permutations. If Robertson doesn't advance and make the feature for the first time all series, Johan Hearth still needs to finish 6th or higher in your feature to win the series. So it's not over yet. Let's find out where the 18-year-old from Aylesbury in the UK will place in what could be the final time we see the Team Yokohama driver this season. We go green from Sonoma one last time. Robertson to the outside. He's going to hope to slice up a few drivers. He's into third. The luck's on his side. Josh Fox makes it through too. So is Sindre Silva in first. How about this for a start?
He couldn't have asked for a better start because John Robertson is looking now towards Josh Fox. He wants to make these moves. Now the question is, when do you use the tactics of the Joker lap? Oh, he's got a slow down penalty, has he? Oh, well, there's a car at Mitrani. Daniel Mitrani got into the back of Robertson. I think Robertson's okay, but yeah, when do you use that Joker lap?
And we ride on board with the Brit. Oh, no. He's had a huge oversteer moment. He's going to take the Joker. Surely he doesn't. We see Sindre Silva dive to the Joker. Josh Fox, who sealed 6th in the championship, wants a good result for himself here too. And Sindre Silva wants to make a feature. It'll be the 2nd of his career. Here we watch Robertson fight for pride and for his resume. What will his CV say in 10 minutes' time?
This is tense. This is riveting stuff. And right now, if you're John Robertson's family and teammates, you get scared. If you're a spotter for him, you get scared of saying too much to him. You don't. It's like a pitcher in baseball when they're having a perfect game. Don't speak to them. Just let them do their job as Krogstad with the Joker ahead, and that could actually slow down John Robertson.
It will. Not only is that critical, but Josh Fox is ahead of Sindre Silva. So Josh Fox will take the transfer position. You just saw that ahead of shot if you spotted it. Josh Fox just took the Joker this time by. John Robertson, he's got to go for it, right, Paul? You've got to agree with me here. He's got to go this time by and get rid of Henrik Krogstad. Here he goes. Your championship leader. He's led it for most of the campaign. He's in 3rd. It's not enough. It's not enough. This could be the season slipping away.
He's got 2 laps to achieve what he needs to, which is get to the front of the field. He needs to make a move on Sindre Silva now and hope that Josh Fox makes a mistake, because they are further back, and I feel that Sindre Silva is maybe just holding him back a little bit. Make a move into here, perhaps? No.
Sindre Silva is 19 years of age, and he's getting better and better. He, as I said, he's made the feature race here at Sonoma last time by. Got a bit of luck to his side too. Robertson's going to have to do something. He's going to have to risk it. I think that's it. Runs wide, tries to use the dirt. He's dropped the gap. Now, it's not championship over for Robertson. Let's hold our horses for a moment. He's got a slowdown penalty too. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. He's not going to advance. There's no points on offer in this Marwin Sports LCQ. Now, let's not overshadow Josh Fox's performance. Brilliant stuff from the American. The Pennsylvanian will head through, just like his fellow Pennsylvanian Sage Karam. They'll head through to the feature together. Robertson ends up, wow, that's an abysmal finish actually with the slowdown. Ends up being, I think, 5th. We can confirm officially when we look at the results. Now the gap between Robertson and Harth is 5 points, and that means Johan Harth needs 6th or higher in your feature. Now he starts from pole, could be accidents, who knows, in your feature, but Robertson still has the championship lead, but that's it. How about that for bad luck, Paul? The first time all season John Robertson has yet to make a feature.
Wow. Yeah, this is unbelievable. And this isn't over yet. You will not want to miss this feature race, because anything can happen here.
Oh my goodness me. The final feature race of the season is coming up. It's all on the other side of this. Don't leave us. I'm ready for it. You get ready for it. We're going to crown a champion in 10 minutes' time. Well, if that doesn't say it for you, I'll say it here. It's the series finale. We're about to crown a champion. It's down to the wire between your Team Yokohama drivers of John Robertson and Johan Hart. From Jonathan Simon in the commentary booth, I'm alongside Paul Smith and our entire iRacing crew. Paul, I knew something like this was going to happen. We have championship challenges all the time. We saw it in the Supercars E-Series during the week. Josh Rogers ended up losing the championship to Dane Warren. We saw it in the E-NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series with Nick Ottinger, who raced with us earlier today, snatching that championship in the last moments too. When does this end, Paul? Motor racing is so beautiful, but it's so tense.
It always provides the drama. Just when you think that everything is going to go your way, another twist in the tail. It is absolutely tremendous, and this is what motorsport is all about. And right now, if you're Johan Hart, then you've got to approach this as one of two ways. You've either take it easy, keep out of incidents,